collective, this is Chan from Artemis Oracle. I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to do a random ass reading. It's past 9 p.m. here, and I just want to see what messages I get for the collective for the highest and greatest good. What messages do you need to know for your highest and greatest good? Ooh, I was going bad because ain't none of that happening. So earlier today I went on live and I did a reading, and I felt like it was a healing one for anyone who, I don't know, was going through something, going through some changes, having to be honest with themselves. To me, it was even a reading that resonated with me. So it was not only spirit messages, but it was messages coming from me. So I hope that one resonates with anyone who gets to watch it. But this reading, I want it to be about you. Let's see what you need to know. What does the collective need to know? What does the collective need to know? This message may not resonate with everybody. Some messages may, some may not. So don't try to force a storyline that it isn't yours. This could also be going on around you. Got the player, SOS, harmony, paranoid, chained, and my boo, and wine and dine at the bottom of the deck. All right, so SOS. So there's someone that's feeling in distress. There's someone who's going through some sort of challenging situation. It could be within themselves. It could be outside, like environmentally, externally, right? Then we have player. So there's a player energy. You may be the player. There may be a player around you. Some of you may be wanting to seek balance and harmony within yourself. I mean, if all of this is going on with you, there could be some sort of message about you beware of a player type energy in order for you to remain some sort of peace and balance. And it's funny, I'm talking about player energy, and then we got the Three of Cups showing up. You know? I want to say there's a snake in the grass. Hyphen tube, how are you? So, snake in the grass. That's coming out. Harmony. I'm looking at harmony, and Hierophant came out. So this is about learning, higher learning, trusting yourself, having faith in yourself, having faith, believing in a higher source, knowing all will be well. All will be well. Knight of Wands. I'm good. Thank you, Yoga. So, I got the Magician in reverse with the Knight of Wands. That came out. I wasn't thinking of any specific card, but I got the Knight of Wands. So there may be a fire sign energy that may be very manipulative. Knight of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. That's like two different energies right there. One that's stable, secure, balanced. And then you have someone who's being manipulative in some way with the Magician card. I mean, that could be the player. But we do have the My Boo card coming out. Official status, exclusive relationships, seeing each other openly. That could be something. I mean, that could be the Hierophant card too. You know, when you trust in a higher source, sometimes we need to look within ourselves, but also outside of ourselves. Sometimes we have to have faith that things are going to work out, and not try to hold on to a certain or specific outcome. And basically like releasing, surrendering. And this is what restores balance within you. And this is something that I mentioned. I'm not answering any questions, sorry. So there may be certain things that you may be questioning and you may be wanting answers on, but I can't do that for you right now, I'm sorry. So the Hierophant, like, sometimes you got to release control for certain things that are beyond your control. And balance, that will bring balance. Being at peace, accepting that there are things beyond your control is what is going to allow there to be balance in your life. That's what's going to allow there to be peace and happiness. That's even going to bring a smile, because if you like release all your worries And I know there's certain things that you cannot release, like you have bills to pay, your rent is due, light bill is due, you gotta buy food. That's 3D shit that we gotta take care of. I'm talking about things that are beyond your control. You have to release it. You have to release the burdens, and that's gonna lift the weight off your shoulders. Because if you have faith that God is supporting you and is going to provide for you, then you're good. You're good. But if you're allowing yourself to be chained by your fears or chained by your insecurities, like especially if there's certain, like I said, certain things that you cannot control, that you're trying to control, in turn that thing is controlling you. You don't have no fucking control. You're being controlled, you know. So definitely release certain things. This is what's going to allow you to restore balance. Earlier today, I was talking about how negative energy is heavy. And if you have a scale and your heart is light as a feather, if you don't have a heavy heart, but then you have like all this shit that's going on that's like really fucking with you, it's just putting a lot of weight on you, a lot of stress, burdens, responsibilities that aren't even yours. Your toxicities, baggage, past baggage that's creating some sort of imbalance in your life. This is where, when you release that, and release the past. The past has no place in the present. The past has no place in the future. You have to be present in this moment and take one step at a time. You cannot change the past. You can only learn from it. This is what the Hierophant is. This is about learning. Learn from your past. You take it one step at a time, but eventually you'll send it. You will overcome whatever your obstacles are that are within your control, and those that may not be in your control, because you're releasing them, and that's what's gonna take this weight off of your shoulders. It's what's gonna provide you like a sense of freedom. That's what's gonna bring harmony. You're gonna be in harmony. You're gonna feel peace. You're gonna feel balanced. Okay, so that's what those two cards right there. The Three of Cups, I want to know who this is, the player energy, but I want to know what this SOS is. But when I was with the player, I got the Knight of Wands. It could be someone who's a fire sign energy. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could just be someone who embodies fire energy. Maybe very fun, playful, sexy, tempting in some ways too. But there may be somebody that may be very manipulative. This could also be a Gemini or Virgo energy or a sign. But we have the Magician in reverse. So some of you could have that in your sign, so something to look out for. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Six of Pentacles showing up. Six of Pentacles is about generosity, giving. It's also balance and equity. You give where it's needed, but not too much. You give where it's needed, not overdoing it. I made the example, like if say somebody needs $10 and then another person needs 20, you're not going to give both people $20. You're going to give the person that needs $10, $10, and then you're going to give the person that needs $20, $20, because that's what they need. There's a difference between equality and equity, and that's what equity is. That's what, at least my understanding of it. You give what is needed, because not everybody needs the same thing. That's how you have to give with your energy. The people who give to you, who pour into you, that's who you give and pour into. The people who only give you breadcrumbs, guess what they get? They get your pennies. They get your pennies of energy. The same pennies of energy that they're providing you, that's exactly what they get. That's how you give yourself balance. This is how you give yourself justice. This is how you bring harmony and peace in your life. So this is about moving away from, and even like this manipulation could be within yourself, because sometimes when we overgive, in some ways it's because we're maybe trying to get something out of someone too. And this is if you're aware of that. Some people do certain things. Hi, Lion Sky, how are you? Hi, Sakshi. So yeah, you have to be aware of this within yourself too, Sometimes we don't know we're doing that, and it may not even be our intention, but then we could fall prey to predators, like player energies, But the Three of Cups with the player card is very interesting, I would say. But I want to see what this SOS with distress, act with urgency, assistance needed. I want to know exactly what that is. Okay, we got the Two of Wands. Some of you are stuck, making a decision. You may be needing some divine guidance an answer or something. Yeah, my my deck is a reverse, but the Six of Wands. Yeah, if you were in this reverse Two of Wands energy, you're not making any moves, guess what? You're not going to see. You're not going to see any success. So if there's something that you've been indecisive about, what path to take, what action to take, or action to make, I like to say that. What path to take, what action to make, some shit like that. It rhymes and it sounds good when I'm not tipsy. But what I'm saying here is that, you know, if you're not making any moves, you're not going to see any progress, and you don't see no progress, you won't see no success, you know? So, but there's something that you need to make a decision on. It's definitely going to require you to go within. You know, we have the Seven of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Is this the bottom? No, it flipped over. Oh, okay. Yeah, some of you definitely, maybe some of you are feeling stuck and not making any moves and aren't able to bring success into your life because there's some sort of heartbreak you may be recovering from. You may be needing time to heal, to mend your heart. And this is the Seven of Wands energy is a stand your ground energy, but it's also a protective energy. I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions. This is a general reading. With the Seven of Wands, this is about you being in your protective bubble. And essentially, it's kind of like going hermit. I want to say going Virgo, but your hermit is the Virgo card. And so some of you may have Virgo in your chart. But if you think about Virgo energy, it's a grounded energy. And it's an isolated energy in the sense that the hermit goes on this journey on their own. And it's for inner discovery. It's discovery of self, reconnection to oneself, reconnection to one's faith, reconnection to one's desires, what is their greatest wish, and even a source of healing. If you think about the traditional tarot, the hermit is by himself, but he has a snake, and this snake could it be your poison or it could be your antidote. It could be your venom or your anti-venom. You know, it depends on how you're holding it and what you're doing with it. It could be your problem or it could be your solution. But the only way you could really get control over it and reign over it is taking time to reflect, going in within yourself, especially if there's some sort of heartbreak. This heartbreak could be something that you're currently experiencing, or it's something that you may have experienced in the past and you're currently on the mend. Or this is something that you need to consider doing if you still haven't healed. You need to take time to yourself so that you can mend your broken heart. And whatever way it was broken, it could have been broken because of some sort of disappointment with a lover or a friend or a family member, or it could just be that something didn't work out the way that you hoped with work, or a home, like getting the home you wanted, or like a loan or whatever, you know, because heartbreak has different levels. There's different levels, you know. Some of us can be very dramatic, and I say this in jest, I'm joking, because sometimes like I broke my nail, oh my god, my heart is broken because I broke my nail, you know. It could be something so frivolous, or it could be something so detrimental, like so very much needed, you know. So it depends what your heartbreak is. You get to decide what your heartbreak is, you know. I can't choose that for you, but it's a matter of you taking time to yourself, protecting yourself, protecting your energy, and even going within and reconnecting with your solar plexus. Maybe this is also a way for you to regenerate your energy, because your solar plexus is your powerhouse when it comes to your chakra system. It's where we store our energy. So some of you may be feeling depleted, and heartbreak is one of the ways that you can feel depleted, especially when it comes to your confidence, because that's also where we feel the most confident, you know, when our solar plexus is like fully like charged and energized. Just my understanding. I need to do a little more research on chakra system, so don't judge me, you know, for me oversimplifying it. Just put it out there, you know. But there needs to be some sort of healing or self-isolation. It's like a self-quarantine, you know, where you have to protect yourself and protect your energy. But let's see. These cards are not the easiest to shuffle. I'll tell you that much. Hi, baby Sita. How are you? Wait, it's 9 p.m. here, so you're in the Midwest. So I don't know if you're like an hour behind me. If you're like is it 7 or 8 p.m. where you are, Bebecita? Because I know there's some people here from India, and they're like hours. They're half a day ahead of me. They're in the future. I'm in the past. But somehow our paths have crossed. Let me see paranoid. Paranoid. What's this paranoid energy? Ten of Cups. Wow. Cautious, insecure, guarded. So when I see the Ten of Cups, that's usually like the home card. Because it's like supposed to be a happy time. You know, you're with the people you love, the people you care about, where you're supposed to feel emotionally fulfilled. But the fact that that's paranoid, that's usually family. So some of you, I don't know if there's something going on within your family, but let's see. Can you clarify this 10 Cups for paranoid? What are you paranoid about? What is this paranoia for the 10 Cups? Just like I said, these readings may not resonate with everybody. The messages may be for people or energies that may be around you. Remember, when we're dealing with different people, regardless, even just being around other people, and any exchange we have with them, that's an energetic exchange. So this could be something that's going on around you. So this may not be your story, but it could be somebody else's story that is around you. So take it as it resonates. Yeah, there's something going on with the family. There's some sort of catastrophic, oh my gosh, what the fuck word is that? Making up words over here. Catastrophic event that's maybe going on within the family home. Oh, wait. It's what? Wait, how? Wait, what time is it now here? And I don't even know it's 10. Wait, you said you're in the Midwest? You should be behind me, not in front of me, right? Are you? Or you hours ahead? I don't remember. 10 p.m. That's East Coast time. All right, so the 10 of, I guess, if you're in the West Coast, wouldn't that be like Central time? Or, I mean, Midwest, if you're in the Midwest, would that be, whatever. Ohio, so it's 10 p.m. in Ohio. How come that doesn't sound right to me? Anyway, I have other things to be read like this. There's something going on within the family home with the paranoid card. So you're Eastern time then, like me. Okay, so look at this. I don't know what is this tower? There's some sort of, I don't know if there's something going on with the child. This is a fire sign, and is someone's child acting up? We got a freaking Page of Wands here, which is a child essentially doing some shit they're not supposed to be doing with the Devil card. It's funny because earlier today I saw some kids doing shit they have no business doing. You know, like fucking smoking weed in a Burger King. What the fuck is that? And they were like it was smoky in there, you know. And this is 4 p.m. that I went. I wasn't eating Burger King, but I was near somewhere that, and I see it, and I'm like, I could smell it. I'm like, what the fuck? And they don't even like. That's crazy. The kids now are like, so I don't know. Somebody's kid is not like, they're doing some toxic shit. They're getting themselves into trouble. They're developing vices, or they have a vice. The fact that, so some of you, like, I don't know, whatever, I would say be careful, because whatever your child, whoever this resonates with, if your child is getting into shit, it's going to do something that's going to disrupt the home. It's like the tower it's serious. It's serious. I don't know what this child did, the child paranoid or something, but whatever this child has done, I'm getting child, like it's a child. And the reason why it's like, because I saw these kids, like kids around here where I'm at. And kids will be kids. Like, because it don't matter where I'm at. Because kids do whatever they do here in New York, they're doing in Ohio. They're doing it in California. They're doing it in London. They're doing it in Mumbai. They're doing it they're doing it everywhere. Paris. How come I want to say Punjab for some reason? I don't know. I don't know if this is a parent that's concerned about their child doing something that's going to destroy the family or destroy the home, destabilize the home too. I got the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. That's the earth sign energy. So, I mean, if you're the parent of this child, you may be an earth sign, or there may be a lack of a father figure, if, to be honest, too. That could be an issue. This is so interesting, tapping into this type of shit. It's interesting. Okay, chain. It makes sense because there's chain card coming in too, and that's essentially devil energy as well. Codependency, unhealthy attachment, way down. So that could be related. I don't know if hopefully someone's not hurting a child. I would say definitely beware. If you have children that are on the internet, this is what's coming to my mind right now, because a lot of predators, if you're not watching your kids and you allow them to have access to certain social media, they could be lured, essentially. Oh my God, this is like giving me like kidnapping. Like someone's kid is, I mean, this happens every day, but I don't know, like if you're listening to this, I would say be careful. Maybe there's somebody around you that needs to hear this message. Make sure your kid is not like doing stuff online where they're lured to meet somebody, and then they end up like something terrible happens that it destroys the family because we hear about this all the time. And this paranoid energy came out with these cards. If you think about the Seven of Wands, I think this is about definitely protecting your family. If you think about the Ten of Wands that came out earlier with, the Seven of Wands with the heartbreak and this is, someone needs to hear this. If you're not fucking watching your kids, you're gonna end up living in regret. This is for somebody. You're gonna regret it. Because something's going to happen because you didn't do your due diligence. And I'm just saying, with this Tower card here too, I would say just beware. If somebody needs to hear this, if somebody's child is at risk too, maybe having issues with, because it doesn't necessarily have to be like luring. It could also be ODing. Eight of Pentacles with chained. This could happen if, if you're a parent, like I'm tying it to this thing because the paranoia and then the toxic chained card with the devil. And I can understand how hard it is, especially if you're a single parent and you're constantly working. That you're just trying to provide for your child, especially with the King of Pentacles coming out. You're trying to provide for your family. And I would just say beware. Really connect with your kids. Come together with your kids. So avoid this. That's so interesting. Let's see. Oh, it's okay. I really don't know. And that's why it's weird. Because I know Central Time, I think that's Chicago, But yeah, we definitely, it's good to have these conversations with our kids. But this is the type where, because from what I see, there's kids that look like they have no supervision at all. They have no supervision and they're just running wild. And from where I'm at, this is what I'm seeing, And that when you're not, you have no supervision. And also if you have I don't want to say parents neglectful, because if someone's a single parent, then it's hard to you're trying to provide for your child, for your family, or for your home, right? But then you also have to watch your child, but then your child is doing whatever the fuck they want to do. So regardless of what you're saying or what rules you have in place. But I would say this is a message for someone who may be so focused with work, because this is the reason I don't want to blame parents, but you know, think about it. We are responsible for our children. Point blank, period. You know, we brought them into this world. We're supposed to make sure they stay in this world. You know, we're supposed to give them at least the survival needs, you know, food, shelter, love, care, supervision, keeping them safe. You know, that's the bare minimum, you know, buying them Jordans and Louis Vuitton. I don't know why that came to my mind. Or Prada or whatever bags they want. That's not being a good parent, honestly. Being a good parent is being a present parent. And I speak because I speak from my own experience, where not my kids, fortunately, did not get caught up in shit, you know. But I would say in some aspect I was a bit neglectful, because I was going to school. I was there, but then I wasn't there. I was doing my papers. I was doing my research. I was working, but fortunately they had their father, you know. So that's why I can't really speak from the perspective of a single parent, because that's a different experience in itself, you know, because I was never a single parent. So I can't be judgmental at all, because it's like you're trying to take care of your family, but then it's hard now. So I can't judge a parent, you know, but it's definitely like a responsibility that we have. All right, so I want to just tap out of that energy. I see we got the My Boo card. I don't know if some of you, if you feel like you're dealing with a player energy, you might be right, because we got the Three of Cups that came out with that. Actually, let me go into that. I want to know what the playing the field is. Tell me about this playing the field, or this player energy. Player. It's making me think about Notorious B.I.G., the album that came out after, I think it came out after, what's it called? After Death? Something, Afterlife? I don't know. It was that last album that dropped. Yeah, somebody's definitely playing the field, seeking options, because we got the Seven of Cups. Yeah, if you feel like you're dealing with somebody who has multiple options, you are correct. Okay? With this, we got the Three of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Like, I can choose. Like Pokemon. Like, I don't know what Pokemon I want to play today. Should I play Pikachu? Should I play Charmander? These people with the gotta catch 'em all mentality when it comes to love. I mean, like, but they say, don't hate the player, hate the game. That's why I don't play it. Page of Cups. So this person could be a younger water sign energy, or it could just be someone who's just like very like wish-washy. I want to say that because of the way this dude looks. Someone immature, inexperienced with love. They don't know what the hell they're doing. But if you don't know what the hell you're doing, I guess this is the best thing to do. You know, you got to figure it out. And you got to play with all the, anybody who allow you to play, you know. You play with who's playing the game, right? If you think about like those video games that people play where they're interacting with other people all over the world, it's kind of like that if you think about it. You got to see what you like. You got to see who works with you, who's a team player. Yeah. Okay, let me go into my boo now. So my boo official status, this is different though, because the player energy, maybe like the player is looking at his options, deciding like, oh, who's the best person for me, you know? Maybe this is this wistful mentality that this person has with the Page of Cups energy. This is interesting. It says like when pigs fly. It doesn't say that, but I see a pig with wings. Maybe this person says, yeah, I'll be in a commitment when pigs fly, you know? That just came out. But my boo. I'm thinking about Justin Timberlake. song? My Love. Do, 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 do. My love. I can see us holding hands, walking on the beach with our toes in the sand. That's the song. No questions. I just said I'm not answering questions. I'm not changing my mind. My boo. Official status. Let's know about this my boo energy. I'm gonna put these other cards back in the deck because I want to see what comes out with this my boo energy. So I'm gonna leave the player cards out though, because those are a bunch of cup cards. Page of Cups, Seven of Cups, and Three of Cups. Let's see. Tell me about my boo. I'm curious about this one. Because at the bottom of the deck we have wine and dine. Courtship, consistently dating, romance, and passion. Let's see. I see us holding hands, walking to the beach, our toes in the sand. I see us in the countryside, sipping on. Don't you drink? You sip wine. You don't chug it. You sip it, right? Ooh, I like this. Look at this. Look at Bonnie and Clyde. This is like a ride or die type of person. This is some serious shit. It's like us against the world, dedicated partnership. With wine and dine. I like this for whoever this is meant for. Nice. I like that. I like that. Can you tell me about my boo? Hey, lions. My boo. Official status, exclusive relationship, seeing each other openly. Let's see. My boo, my boo. Oh, let me put this back too. Got the devil and the... We need that. There may be signs. You know, devil's Capricorn energy. And the tower is Scorpio and Aries energy. Martian energy. Are my cards upside down? Okay. Let me fix that. Okay, my boo, my boo, my boo. Okay, we got the World card. Page of Wands. And you see, I'm going to... So there's some sort of completion of a cycle. But the Page of Wands is someone who was very curious, excited, open-minded, ready to have some fun. So I don't know if some of you have come out of a situation where you feel like you're now ready to go into finding someone new or entering a relationship. Or it could be that you and your whoever, if you are seeing someone, that you've already, like, your relationship has transitioned and now you're no longer like in that unofficial place, and now you're transitioning into you're no longer in this playful energy. And you know, of course you want this playful energy to continue within your relationship. It's important to have fun with whoever you end up with, right? Whoever ends up being your ride or die. But let's see. So like I was saying, like some of you could have ended this thing where it's you ending a cycle of healing, and now you're putting yourself out there and you're ready to open yourself up to dating, to meeting new people, to possibly meeting someone who you can have a serious committed relationship with, right? But then it could also be that you ended some sort of transition in your relationship where it wasn't so serious and now it's becoming serious. Because you and whoever you're dealing with, you just, like, you enjoy each other's company, you love each other, you care about each other, you can see a future together. You know, this is someone that you may be wined and dined with. Like, they may wine and dine you. They may take you out. You may go to vineyards. You may go walking on the beach with your toes in the sand. That song is in my head from Justin Timberlake. I can see us holding hands, walking on the beach, our toes in the sand. I can see us in the countryside, something done, something, something, something. So this is somebody that's gonna court you. They're gonna take you out. They're gonna like do all that dating, like this is official. This is somebody that you probably have been if you're like transitioning now into a serious relationship. This is like your ride or die person. This is the person that you know will be there for you when you need them, and they'll be there. You'll be there for them, and they'll be there for you. You be there for each other. And since this card is under the harmony card, this is a relationship that brings some sort of balance within you. You balance each other out. You feel at peace when you're with each other, and you'll also feel like you just feel like you have a very harmonious, I want to say complete relationship. Like everything, like all your needs, all your desires, all your wants, everything. They like take off the box for you. Okay, that card came out. Oh my God. I'm so glad. Like 10 of Cups. Like some of you, you're going to be meeting somebody that is just like, you're going to have everything with them. Everything. I just see the Seven of Swords energy. For some of you, like with this energy, I don't feel like the Seven of Swords is negative, because usually people read the Seven of Swords as a negative card. That implies someone who's being sneaky and deceptive, but it's also a card of strategy and planning. Also learning from experience, because remember, before the Seven of Swords is the Six of Swords, and then before that is the Five of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is pain, sadness, grief. Four of Swords is healing. Five of Swords is, it's also winning at all costs, but ending some sort of conflict, or there may be some sort of conflict. Six of Swords is moving away from the conflict, you know. But Seven of Swords is like, you have the experience, you have the understanding, you have that information, the data, and you know how to move accordingly. So I would say the Seven of Swords is, I would say something, it's an energy that implies that moving forward, if you've experienced some sort of heartbreak and you have healed, use that pain that you've experienced as a teaching tool for you. Let it teach you what you should avoid. What signs, red flags did you miss the first time around or other times around, so that this time you are able to connect with somebody and you know how to maneuver around certain situations. You know how to address certain things. You already know how to communicate with somebody. You already know how to make decisions. You know, trust your gut, trust your intuition, trust logic, like what you see, and then also what you feel. Do they align? You know, that's the Seven of Swords in this reading when it comes to this with the My Boo. Because it's not negative energy. This is about, earlier we saw the Seven of Wands, which is a protective energy. It's a self-isolated energy. Some of you are coming out of isolation because you've already healed, or you feel now you're ready. You've learned, you understand, you have clarity, you have different insight, a different perspective, and you already know how to maneuver certain situations when it comes to dating and when you're meeting new people, how to navigate around player-like energies, you know. Even you could be the player in the sense that you may be, you know, like being very picky about who you choose to spend your time with, who you give your energy to, who is worthy of receiving your love, you know. So that could be what the Seven of Cups is. And this, so and the player energy could be negative in the sense that this could be someone who is deceptive, cheating, liar, you know. But it could be just someone who is simply getting to know different people and trying to find the right person for them, right? When in the context of the My Boo card, you know. I got two cards that fell over, the Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands. So this is about you having fun, because I was just talking about the planet and I didn't realize these two cards fell over. And the Three of Wands, this is about going through the experience, having fun, meeting new people, experiencing new things, and even thinking about what it is you want for your future, even thinking about what you want for yourself in the future. Being going after your pursuits, the pursuits that bring passion, ignite you in some way, inspire you, motivate you. This is all about passion and drive and inspiration. About what action what should you go towards, and looking at what your experiences, right? What fires you put out there, which ones stay on, they still are burning, or which ones burn out, like they extinguish themselves, and you move towards that. It's like I'm getting survivor energy right now, like these with these tiki torches. I don't know if somebody's watching Survivor. But you see that this is about like allowing yourself to like experience and be free from the chains of heartbreak and disappointments and insecurities, free from paranoia from the past, the fear of getting hurt, the fear of those possible false alarms that you may get, or even the alarms you do get that you need to address right away. And that's where the Seven of Swords, you have to be strategic. It doesn't have, Seven of Swords doesn't have to be negative. And in this sense, it's not. It's about, if you're a player, you got to know how to win the game, right? When you're playing chess, you play to win. You don't play to lose. So you got to like make sure you're making the right moves, especially when it comes to love, especially when it comes to your heart, and protecting it and not putting yourself and not getting yourself into a situation where you may experience that heartbreak again, But this is about having fun, doing what you like, doing what you love, exploring people. That doesn't mean you have to have intercourse with them, It could just be a matter of waiting for the right offer to come in, the one that aligns with you. I like how this card is here because she's apathetic. Like, she gives two shits about what's going on because she doesn't want what she experienced in the past. She wants the right thing. The right stuff. Oh my God, these songs, the right stuff. You got the right stuff, baby. That's New Kids on the Block, right? I don't know. Somebody's name is Jordan. That name just popped up in my head, Jordan. But you see here, she's done. Like, okay, yeah, the sun, the hunting board. Next, thank you. Next, that could be how you're gonna be when you open yourself to new opportunities. But it's also maintaining a level of groundedness within yourself. As you're going through this experience, as you're navigating through this. But I like this with the Maipu. But it's like when you make the right decisions, you employ strategy in this game of love, because kind of it feels like it's a game when you want to meet somebody, right? But you got to play your cards right. No pun intended with the cards being here. Because there's some success. You're successfully completing some cycle, with whether it's already in a relationship that's becoming more established, or it could be a completion with your healing, and now you're ready to meet the person, and now you're putting yourself out there to meet new people. But this could also be you being discerning about avoiding energies that don't want the same things you want. Right? Because I'm looking at the card now and it says not looking to settle. I was focusing more so on the options and playing the field, but I just saw not looking to settle. Being discerning and seeing if the people that, if you don't want to settle down, then you deal with the people that don't want to settle down. If you want to settle down, then you only deal with the people that want to settle down, it's like, you got to pick and choose. Like, am I going to keep you? Am I going to choose you? Are you going to get kicked out? Are you not going to get a rose? Whatever. Somebody's name could be Rose. That just popped in my mind too, because now I'm thinking about Bachelor. Somebody likes reality TV shows for some reason. That's popping up because I thought about Survivor. Then Bachelor, Bachelorette. Okay. So I'm going to end that reading right there. Let me see if I could do something else. I have soulmate manifestation cards here, so I could do something like that. Okay, so if you're new here, my name is Tan. Artemis Oracle is my channel. I'm an Oracle and Tarot card reader. Let me see what deck I have here. No. You know, I want to look at the soulmate manifestations deck. For some reason, I brought this, and let's just see. This is for people who are looking for love, who are open to love, they want to meet someone new. Let me see something real quick before I start, because maybe I might want to start a new live stream. Let's see something, because I might end this one and then start a brand new one. Wow. I like that title of that reading, but I'm not open anymore. I closed that door for myself. Let me see. Let me see something. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just looking through my. I want to see. Right now, I have only one person here. So, I think I'm going to close out this live stream, and then I'm going to start a new one. And I'm going to go into the Soulmate Manifestation Oracle deck. I have my Love Oracle deck here, too. I just want to do a straight-up love reading. And then I have this Oracle Advice deck, too, that I would like to use. I just want to do a straight-up love reading right now. So I really appreciate you all for being here. So I'm going to end this specific live stream, and then I'm going to start a new one where it's going to be strictly a love reading. So for those looking for a soulmate, we'll just see what cards come out in this deck, and then we'll just play it by ear. And let me see something. Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so smart, because guess what I brought? The Royal Oracle. So maybe we could try to do like a future love reading, and then maybe we could like find out some characteristics of the person that you may meet in the future. Yeah. So I'll see. I thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. And if I don't see you in the next live stream, which I'm gonna be starting in a few minutes, then I hope to see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time, where I'll be doing another live stream. Yeah. So I hope you have a wonderful day or evening ahead, and I hope to see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.